So I'm going to start with the one that everybody's been having the hardest time with. Just 3 words to describe this season.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Yes. Oh, my God. That's really tough. Darker, fractured, and tense.
And intense. It is intense for a number of reasons. At the end of last season, we had Claire dealing with a very traumatic event.
I say we kill her. Leave her for the beasts. You know Fraser's got his hands full for a while.
Still.
Caitriona, in your words, what is she going through?
Well, I think when we first meet Claire, on the surface, she's trying to, put a brave face on and go about her daily life as if everything is fine and everything's normal. But really, underneath that, she's really struggling. And we explore the PTSD that she's experiencing, and we explore how that trauma is affecting not only her, but the whole family, and what her coping mechanisms are this season. I think, prior to this, Claire is someone who has always been able to compartmentalize things and put something in a box and move on, and that just doesn't serve her this season.
We also have the newcomers to Fraser's Ridge and the Christies.
Send not to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee.
What sort of, threat to the peace does Tom Christie represent to the Ridge?
We find out, obviously, the prior relationship or animosity, I guess, between the two, or this challenge of power. And Christie arrives, and it's a rather unwelcome arrival to the Fraser's Ridge. And it really signals the beginning of this sort of unraveling, I guess, of the Fraser's popularity at the Ridge, and also the status quo. So they all have their own individual storylines and relationships, but yes, the Christie family as a whole are not the neighbor you really want.
No, because Jamie puts it really well at the end of the second episode, which is, he wields a very powerful weapon that could really turn people against them, especially with, Claire knowing what she knows about healing people and medicine and whatnot. It's like, you could be very easily be, told you were a witch, and everybody would say, he seems to be a man of God. He must know what he's talking about.
Yeah, he's got a lot of power, and people follow him. And I think, I'll let you jump in there, Caitriona, but I think, he absolutely does. And he's, Jamie is quite forward-thinking, quite a modern man, but I think there are people that obviously would have their feet stuck in the past and would follow Tom.
Yeah, I guess it's that religious fundamentalism, that he wields. And it's very unaccepting of women or any kind of modern forward thinking. And as Sam said, it's a very dangerous thing that he kind of holds over people.
As we sort of barrel towards the American Revolution here, what do you think Claire's headspace is about the safety of her family and the Ridge and the people around her? Because as we know, it's, we know how it goes. She knows how it goes.
Yeah, unfortunately she knows the outcome, but it's all those really important steps that lead up to it that she's not so clear on, which would be much more helpful to them. Yeah. I think it's a really tough position that they're in. I think Jamie carries sort of the larger brunt of that burden.
The tide has turned.
King's counting on you, Mr. Fraser.
I can't be two things at once, Claire. A rebel, a loyalist, agent for the crown and an enemy of the king.
You can't live your life afraid of being who you are.
With having to decide where his loyalties or his allegiances are at any given time, because they know that at a certain point they're going to have to go against the crown. But at this present point, the crown is who kind of rules the law, and you have to appease them, and you have to be seen to be loyal to the crown at this point. And so it's a really delicate balancing act that they're trying to do at the moment.
Talk to me about the balancing act of shooting while under COVID precautions, your pregnancy, and still wanting to keep the show sexy. The love scenes are still they're still there.
No, I think we absolutely had a lot of challenges this season, as you said, with the COVID protocols, and obviously we kept everyone safe, but they did add an extra level of I guess, a challenge to your everyday working environment. But also, Caitriona was pregnant, which I think was remarkable on her behalf, you know, to be 4, 5, 6 months pregnant, right towards the end when we were doing all the action stuff. So
like 6. Yeah, 6, 7.
super challenging, and it was the height of winter in Scotland. You know, it was we don't normally shoot through those months, so it was tough. But I think, you know, we have such a great crew now and cast that everyone just, you know, mucks in and gets on with it.
I kept waiting for the shots of Claire holding like a lampshade or a box or something, or, you know. But you guys covered it very, very well.
They'll be coming.
How are you feeling? I have an 8-month-old, so I know kind of roughly what's going on in life. How are you feeling? Are you good? Are you nodding off in between each one of these interviews?
I'm exhausted. I think you know exactly what I feel like, but it's great, you know. And this beacon of hope that I'm gonna have a full night's sleep at some point this year, and when that comes, I'm gonna be like a new person.
And also, I mean, your other baby this year, Belfast, is like, people are in love with it. Award nominations are starting to roll in, and I know actors always say it's not about that, we don't do it for that, but if there were one that would like really mean a lot to you, which one would it be?
Oh God, you know, I think actually we got an ensemble nom for SAG, which I think has meant a huge amount to all of us. I think it's like we were a really tight-knit group making this. It felt very special when we were all together, and the fact that we've got like kind of a group recognition feels really, really good.